Hey, welcome to AI Ninja. I want to talk about authenticity, transparency, and vulnerability. You may say, well, what does that have to do with entrepreneurship? What does that have to do with ChatGPT, large language models? Well, to me, it's everything because authenticity, transparency, and vulnerability is a primary currency that has a lot of weight and a lot of power right now. And when we're talking about these large language models, when we're talking about AI, there's this sense, anyway, that it's replacing the human. I'm here to tell you, and I've been using AI and these large language models like ChatGPT and Cloud and Perplexity, and it has made me more creative. It's made me a better writer. It's made me more authentic. It's tapped into something. It's rewired my brain. You've heard me say that over and over again, that the reason why I'm so passionate about wanting you to get to use it is because my brain is a jumbled mess. You know, I'm sure I've never been diagnosed, and I hate labels, but I'm sure I have ADHD. I know I have OCD. It's hard for me to concentrate. I've been successful at almost everything I put my mind to, but it's been a grind and a struggle, particularly when it has to do with academics and reading and everything else. And I was a professional aviator pilot in the Marine Corps and at American Airlines. And ever since I started, and I've been an entrepreneur online since 2010, full time since January 2023. And using AI and ChatGPT has allowed me to do this 100% full time, and I want you to experience it too. That is why this channel exists, by the way. AI Ninja exists is because it's for you to learn how to leverage this wonderful technology. And it's a technology that don't be fooled about other people saying, you pay me lots of money to learn how to learn large language models. You don't have to pay a lot of money. You can learn this for free. It's the most adaptable technology out there. Now, I have products because I can accelerate the process even further. I can show you, I can give you a kickstart, but I'm never going to stand here and say that I have this unique knowledge, this technology that only few can obtain. No, this is a technology that has allowed the democratization, if you will, of entrepreneurship, of agency. It's a tool, it's a technology that impacts every aspect of life, not just entrepreneurship, not just computer programming, not just strategic planning. It's everything. And it is so easy to use in the sense that once you shift your brain to thinking that it's not about if then else statements, one input, one perfect answer, but no, it's like talking to another human being where this human being, this assistant, which is ChatGPT or Perplexity or Claude or whatever it is sitting across from you. It's like the perfect assistant. It practically knows everything. It misses things sometimes, just like a human, but it can be any role that you want. And you do this iterative dance back and forth, just like you would with a human, until you finally get an output that is meaningful to you. And that's what's so great about the tool and why it's so easily adaptable. It does play into the generalist view. If you're a specialist, yeah, it's coming for your job. But if you're a generalist big picture, which entrepreneurship demands, you can be successful. And that's what I'm trying to teach you. Now, in this lesson, AI authenticity, this new marketing superpower, it ties in with the opportunity that you're faced with. This democratization of entrepreneurship because of large language models, because of AI, allows all of us to learn how to become an entrepreneur. All we need is a humble, teachable spirit, some insatiable curiosity, some tenacity in those bones, and then learning how to use large language models effectively. And you've got to approach it with authenticity. It is the marketing superpower, the new marketing superpower. Authenticity, transparency, and vulnerability are three powerful currencies that if you choose to embrace them, will set you apart, will set you down a success path that most will never attain because they don't embrace those, right? Because we suck at those things as human beings for whatever reason. But AI, I found, and large language models specifically, can help, facilitate that process of helping you become more authentic, transparent, and vulnerable. That may sound crazy, but that's what this lesson's all about. Look, in digital marketing, where AI and data reign supreme, a lot of stuff gets lost, and that is the human touch. That has been the biggest complaint about AI. I think you would agree. Real connections, authentic relationships, it can seem to get lost, particularly if if we rely on the technology piece. But I want to rely on the human piece. AI can actually enhance our humanity in our communication or marketing. That's what has happened with me in my usage of it. We're in this new era where this cutting edge technology does meet timeless human values. That's what I want you to see. And maybe you haven't seen it yet because you haven't used it the way, you haven't used it enough. But look, you are invited to this revolution. You are certainly welcome. And I want you to go through I'll show you a custom GPT that I created in ChatGPT that can help you with help you create or design your authentic, transparent, and vulnerable marketing messages. It's not just theory, it's practical, it works, it's actionable, it's waiting for you to try. So we'll go over that as we get near the end of this video. And so there isn't a standard marketing playbook. Things are different now. It's, when you can blend AI's unique capabilities with your unique human touch, you kind of become unstoppable. You create a message that resonates, that connects, that converts. And so, look, authentic AI marketing, it's not the future, it's happening now, it's possible, and you're about to master it. And authenticity has always been crucial. Now it's everything. Like I said, it's one of the most primary and most valuable currencies that you can lay down because you're savvy. The consumers are savvy, right? We can spot a fake a mile away. We are craving real connections. You know this to be true. Ever since COVID, people are comfortable being online. But and what is the byproduct of that? We see through all the bullshit now, right? We crave those real connections. We're tired of brands that don't share their values. We're tired of being snowed over. Fake influence is over. I mean, you're still going to have it in some degree, and some people will fall for it, particularly desperate. If you're desperate for cash flow, it's real easy to prey on people's emotions about this fear of lack of money or this FOMO of missing out on something. And you see it all the time, but it's becoming less and less. Celebrities, they've totally lost their pull, right? I mean, who cares what Oprah says anymore? I mean, she gets excoriated all the time. Who cares what, J-Lo, I mean, all these people, nobody cares what a celebrity has to say anymore. They get mocked, right? More so than ever. The slick marketing, it's dead. The guy standing in front of the Ferrari and the rented house and everything else. And, come on, I suppose it plays in some corners, but for most of us, we don't want anything to do with it. I don't want anything to do with it. I want real. I want raw. I want authentic. AI can help us with that. I mean, it can analyze data. It can analyze our message. It can identify resonant themes that we have in our marketing when we're writing articles. You can amplify your authentic voice. You can teach it what your voice is all about. You can talk off the top of your head for 5 minutes and take that transcript and then have it feed into AI. And then what does this say about me, right? And then you can get your custom instructions to have it to write like you. So remember, AI is just a tool. It's not a crutch. It's not a replacement. That has to be clear. And you know this. If you're using AI for any extended period of time, you know that AI is not a replacement. The more that I use it, the more that I see how clunky it really is. It really is at a clunky stage. We're at phase 1 out of what OpenAI says there are 5 phases of AI. We're so far beyond, but it's happening. It's so powerful. It's not as special as you think it is. It's not as evil as it's not evil at all, what the press makes it out to be, but it certainly is a lot more powerful than I think you give it credit for, in a good way. And so I don't want you to parrot data. I don't want you to mimic anybody. I don't want you to make up things. I want you to use AI to spark genuine conversations. Tell it what you're trying to do. Let it know you and what your values are, what you stand for, what you sound like. Share your experiences with ChatGPT as it's getting to know you as you're writing it. Tell the story just like you would tell me as I'm getting to know you. What is something I don't know about you that would just knock my socks off? And you tell ChatGPT that as you're writing your blog, as you're writing your stories. You'll be amazed at the difference of the output as you share your authentic self with the large language model. It is night and day having that context, and it doesn't, right? Be data informed. Use the data to help you. But be human driven. Make your content be human driven. In this landscape, authenticity is your new superpower. I cannot emphasize that enough. It's not your follower count. It's not any endorsements. It's not your experience, your resume, your CV, to build credibility, right? It's your brand. It's your story. It's your authentic self, being transparent, authentic, and vulnerable. That's what people connect with. I want you to understand that. I want you to believe it. That's how we build these building relationships, right? If you want to dive deeper into this kind of mindset, this is what I teach in AI Ninja. AI Ninja is about, yes, an entrepreneurial sanctuary. I'll give you the tools. I'll teach you how to prompt effectively. I'll give you the starting block. But I want you to engage at a more authentic level. I want you to experience it like I've experienced. It's transformed my life. It can transform yours. I want you to learn how to become an entrepreneur. I got plenty of resources and tools at AIninja.pro. I know this is a shameless plug as I'm halfway through this video, but go check it out. There are plenty of tools and resources. You can start at the beginning level, medium level, all the way up to the mastermind level. It's here. And the transparency piece, it's authenticity's, close cousin. It's just that, and you don't have to share all your dirty laundry, right? You don't have to share, you're not required to share everything if you're not comfortable sharing it. But if it's relevant to your story, your origin story, your hero story, or your journey that someone might resonate with. And remember, you're not the hero of the brand, the customer is, but you're on a hero's journey. And if you can articulate your hero's journey and where you're at, and you may still be in the dark nights of the soul in your hero's journey, and you can still be marketing and helping people and being an entrepreneur and making it. It's this vulnerability that is such an unexpected strength in life and in marketing in particular. It's counterintuitive. We think we shouldn't show our vulnerabilities because that would lend itself to not being credible, but the exact opposite happens, right? It's so powerful. I think intuitively you know this because it humanizes your brand. It makes you relatable. It creates deeper connections. I did executive coaching, and I was fairly successful with it as a side hustle as an entrepreneur. Like I said, I've been a professional aviator, flew for American Airlines, but on the side, I spoke and taught about leadership. And in the beginning, I focused on my credentials. I wanted you to know that I was a Marine Corps officer. I wanted you to know that I was a pilot in the Marine Corps. I wanted you to know that I was a pilot for a major airline. I wanted you to know, because I thought that lent itself to some credibility about teaching and coaching leadership. And I suppose you're right. On paper, that does qualify me to talk about leadership because the Marine Corps is the perfect place for baptism under fire. It's the best leadership academy there is on the planet. And flying multi-crew airplanes at the highest level at a major airline certainly demands a degree of compartmentalization, composure, leadership skills, delegation, and professionalism. So yeah, but I really found that my coaching really started to take off from a business perspective is when I stopped relying on all of that kind of credibility bullshit and started being vulnerable and authentic and telling stories about where I failed and where I sucked and where I still struggle with even on the day. I struggle with imposter syndrome. I struggle with anxiety. I struggle with depression. Not to be painted as a victim, but just to say, hey, this is how I deal with it. On the surface, I may look like this because I've learned how to compartmentalize as a pilot. That's a skill. But that compartmentalization, at some point, it's got to come out. And hopefully it doesn't come out in an unhealthy way. Hopefully I don't go home and punch holes in the drywall or kick the dog, right? So those are the stories that I would tell and what happened. Because I shared my vulnerabilities, the brand kind of really took off. That's when the brand kind of hockey sticked because I became real. I became relatable. I became human. People didn't just see me as a former Marine and a pilot. They saw someone who understood their struggles, someone who'd been there before. That sounds like common sense because it is, but we don't do it because we're afraid to show our weaknesses or what we perceive as weaknesses. The truth is that vulnerability is your strength, right? And AI, what does that have to do with ChatGPT and entrepreneurship? Well, to me, it's everything because it's the foundation of how you interact with these large language models. That is going to affect your entrepreneurial journey, right? Remember, vulnerability has to be genuine. Your stories have to be authentic, and AI can be a guide. AI can be a guide to help out the stories. Like I said, it's helped me be more creative. If I'm trying to come up with a theme or a story or even a point to my story that may be impactful and help my brand, I talk to these large language models. I talk to ChatGPT. I tell them, this is what I'm trying to do. This is what I stand for, because it's all about context. And so it's balancing, right? AI is so powerful, but it's not everything, right? It can write the blog post. It can write the book, but it can't create the bestseller. Right? It cannot bring in followers. People have to know, like, and trust you. They got to know the real you. So augment AI. Let people know that you're using AI to help with your content. There's nothing wrong with that. Because when you get into AI Ninja, I can show you can write some amazing content that's authentically you because you're approaching it the large language model, the tool, as a tool, as an assistant, not as a replacement. And then you can get a lot of this creativity. You have all the tools that you need inside of you right now. There's no tool or skill that you do not have that you cannot be completely successful using AI and becoming an entrepreneur, start gaining some entrepreneurial agency and taking control of your life. You have it already. And the large language model, as crazy as it may sound, can help you get out of it, right? So what do we do? How do you do it? Well, I mean, there are a couple tools. I mean, even this. I mean, I can show you this custom GPT that I'm going to show you in a little bit. There's tools that you can do to help you get your authentic voice out there. There's a link down here. You can try it for yourself and see if it helps you on crafting your authentic story. Okay, and we'll do that here in a minute. So I'll just kind of summarize this point that the future is so bright when it comes to entrepreneurship, and the future is so bright in crafting, getting your message, all that jumbledness that's in your brain, that's in your heart, and you can't articulate it. This is what this tool is for. It can give you that alignment, it can give you that clarity so you can get that message out in an authentic, transparent, and vulnerable way. The human heart is needed, and coupled with these large language models, it makes you a very powerful force in the entrepreneurial marketing front. And that's what people want. People crave that. Right? It's about connection. I think we know that marketing is about connection. Always has been, it always will be. That's nothing new. But the AI can give us the tools, particularly if you're an introverted, particularly if you have struggled getting the message out. It's because the large language model, once you give it the context, there's unprecedented understanding. You finally got somebody that gets you. As crazy as this sounds, they get you. It's unparalleled reach. These tools can help, but the authenticity, the transparency, the vulnerability, that's all you. That is all you, and you feed it in with this technology, it's a superpower. It's a superpower. Now, this may not make any sense to you, and if you've stuck with the video this far, congratulations. Maybe you're one of the ones that gets it, right? Not everybody's going to get it, but this is how I see it, and this is just the beginning. And if you're interested in making money online and become an entrepreneur, this is the best time in the history of the planet to do it. Learn these tools now. Learn this now. Find your authentic voice. Amplify it with these large language models and AI. And that's the future. That's the future. And not a lot of people are doing that right now. And if you can start doing it right now, you're definitely setting yourself up for some major success. That's how I see it, okay? So let's go ahead and as we finish this up here, let's demonstrate the custom GPT that you can use this for yourself. Let's see how it works. All right, so once we clicked the custom GPT, it starts this. I have a little button. I said, let's just find your authentic message. It's just going to guide you through a series of questions. And so it's going to say, describe your brand in 3 words. What 3 words capture the essence of your brand? What are the core values? And who is your ideal customer? Okay, and so there's a couple of things here. If you follow AI Ninja, one of the first things you do is you come up with your brand strategy, and we have an external document that feeds all this in here. If you don't have it at this time, if you're new to AI Ninja, that was one way you can easily get some of these answered. But let's just kind of put in some dummy data and see. And so the 3 words will say that it's aspirational, integrity, action is number 1. We'll say our core values are integrity, customer service, and leadership. I'm just making stuff up, guys. And then 3, the ideal customer is, we'll say 35 to 55 young professionals looking to learn how to leverage time and prioritize what's most important. And I think, too, to get the most out of it is it can learn much about your brand. I'm just giving it some basic information, right? The more that you can give it context, I can do it. But basically what it's saying is, like, our brand statement starts, our brand is dedicated to empowering young professionals to take bold, purposeful actions in their lives, guided by unwavering integrity, so on and so forth. The message breakdown kind of takes into account the 3 things we put in, and the ideal customer message is this. The next steps would review and align and personalize, test and gather feedback. And what do you think of the direction? I could say I like it, but it's missing some things. I need help on a deeper dive to see what is missing. And just see what it does. I mean, again, I'm giving it vague information, guys. It's like a deeper exploration of your core values, understanding unique offerings, what else. So it's going to ask me a lot of questions. I mean, here again, guys, you could just keep going back and forth. Here it's saying, beyond just mentioning integrity, how does the value specifically manifest in your business? What sets your approach to customer service apart? Leadership, how does your brand demonstrate leadership? What do you offer that no one else does? Customer connection, storytelling. Are there any specific? See, this is the beautiful thing about these large language models. It's asking for more context. And that's how you need to look at these large language models. It's the best brainstorming tool that you have out there already. And I purposely gave it such vague information, right? Because it's ask you the questions. It's that perfect assistant. Just like if it was a human being, I would be saying, well, what's the deal, man? Can you describe a situation where your commitment to integrity truly made a difference? What specific examples of leadership in action, everything else, right? So all this is this simple tool. And again, you don't even need a custom GPT to do it, but I just created it for you so that you could see the power behind it just to get you started. All my prompts, all my custom GPTs, they're there to jumpstart and get you going to start this iterative back and forth. And again, if you really wanted to do it, or powerful, you could take your brand summary document and attach it to this brand. And so, for example, if I wanted to do a new authentic, use this assistant and say, let's find your authentic message, it's going to ask me some questions. What are they? Let's start. Could you describe your brand in 3 words? And everything else is asking me the questions. I can go to my brand documents, and I can attach this. I can, I'm just taking some of my latest brand summary documents, and this will get ahead of the game, and it'll kind of actually answer a lot of those questions that it's asking me. And I would just say, I've attached multiple documents about my brand. Is this enough info? And based on the history of my brand using this GPT, it's already coming up with the core values, empowerment, innovation, community. That's what AI Ninja stands for. And then it's coming up with the brand message, transform your vision around by harnessing the power of AI and community. Our AI-driven strategy and supportive network help you turn scattered ideas into thriving online business. Would you like to refine further or focus on specific aspect? Let's refine further. How do we make the brand more impactful or punchy? Just anything. I'm just making stuff up, guys, just to show you. And it's giving me the word. All I'm trying to show you with all this, I'm not saying this is the right or the wrong answer. I'm just showing you how would you use these large language models to help you get your authentic message across. These are the tools that I'm coming up with. How did it do? Refine, unleash your potential with AI clarity, transform your scattered ideas into thriving online business 6 weeks. Start today, your future is waiting. Key elements to enhance impact. So again, it's this perfect assistant. It's this perfect tool. All right, guys. So I think that's enough for today. I hope you got some value out of this. I know it's a little different on here, but I wanted you to kind of see this. I'm on this journey, this mission to kind of show you to look at these large language models, to look at AI and ChatGPT a little bit differently. Remember, the ultimate goal here is to learn how to become an entrepreneur. This is the best time in the history of the planet to do it. We can use it by using tools, these AI tools, large language models. They have democratized the ability to become an entrepreneur. That's what AI Ninja is all about. All right. If you want to learn more, you can click the links below. You can book a time with me if you want to talk to me for 30 minutes to see if AI Ninja could be a fit for you or your business. Obviously, I can help you, an individual, become an entrepreneur, but I can also help you if you're a business trying to integrate AI into your organization. That would be personalized training that's completely different than some of the offerings that you see, but that's what we do, helping individuals helping small businesses and organizations try to leverage this positive disruptor in this amazing time in this history to be alive. Okay? Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.